If you've ever found yourself thinking, I'm 3 months into coaching and I have no idea if I'm making a difference, then this episode is for you. Hello, friends, and welcome to the Bright Morning Podcast. I'm your host, Elena Aguilar, and in each podcast episode, you will learn how you can lead conversations that build connection and spark change. So it's normal to feel this way. In fact, it is so common that I designed a skill session to help you answer that very question. Today, we're going to talk about how to reflect on your impact, gather feedback from clients, and reconnect with the purpose that brought you to this work. So here's what's at the root of this challenge. Coaching can be lonely. We don't get regular feedback. There's no dashboard telling us if what we're doing is working. So sometimes we can start to second guess ourselves. And maybe your clients haven't made big, visible changes yet. Maybe no one is acknowledging your efforts. Maybe you aren't even sure what you're aiming for. So this is where doubt creeps in. And this happens because most coaches aren't set up to measure our impact. We jump from session to session without a structure for reflection or feedback. And without those systems, sometimes we can assume the worst. But chances are you are making a difference. You just haven't gathered the evidence to see it yet. Let me take you back to my first year as a full-time coach. I had left a school that I loved to coach in another school that was really struggling. I missed teaching so much. I missed feeling effective. And I kept thinking, did I make a mistake? I felt uncertain, invisible, like maybe I wasn't cut out for coaching after all. But then I sat down and I wrote out what I had done. I wrote about the teachers that I had built relationships with. I wrote about the tiny shifts that I'd started to see in classrooms. I wrote about the brief moments of vulnerability in our conversations. And I realized I was having an impact. I just wasn't seeing it, and I needed a way to see it. So that reflection process became a tool that I used every year, and it is part of what I share in the skill session. So in this skill session, you learn how to open a feedback conversation with clients. I give you the exact language to say, even when it feels scary. Because feedback, when it's invited with care, can be a gift. It builds trust and strengthens relationships, and it helps you grow. And that is part of what you need in order to evaluate your impact. You need feedback. And so the skill session called Evaluating Your Impact at the 3-month mark guides you through reflecting on your bright spots, identifying what's working and what's not, gathering client feedback and feedback from administrators in a non-threatening way, and setting yourself up to track your impact for the rest of the year. You will finish this skill session with clarity, confidence, and a plan. So I've got a challenge for you for this week. Set aside 5 minutes to answer this one question. What's one thing I've done this year that I feel proud of? Just start there. And remember this, your impact matters, but you have to give yourself the tools to see it. And when you do, everything will change in how you show up in a coaching conversation. Okay, so the Evaluating Your Impact skill session is in the Coach Learning Library, and that includes a downloadable reflection guide, scripts for conversations, and tips for making feedback feel safe and supportive. So don't guess at your growth. Give yourself the gift of clarity. And in our show notes, you'll find links to that skill session as well as to our upcoming free community webinars. Thank you for being with me today. If you appreciated this episode and you're listening via podcast, then consider sharing it with someone you know who might benefit from it. Or you could hop over to Apple Podcasts and leave us a 5-star rating and a review to help others discover it. And if you're watching this on YouTube and this video sparked something for you, then give it a like and share it with a colleague. And if you're not watching on YouTube and you want to watch me record these episodes, then come over there and join us. And in the show notes, you'll find a link to the channel. Okay, folks, Leslie Bickford is the podcast producer and Stacy Goodman does the sound engineering. Take care and be well, everyone.